All right, before I talk about exactly how much I made with 80,000 views, let's talk a little about how YouTube monetization works, because I know some people watching might be curious about it, but this is on the off chance that the reason for their curiosity is they could be growing or thinking of growing a YouTube channel and they're wondering how much they could get paid to get 80,000 views. Let's start with the way it works, because a lot of channels out there make money per view, but some make more than others. After I go over all this, I'm going to talk about the video itself that got 80,000 views, how much it made me, and I'm going to compare the earnings and views with another extremely comparable video I made that's just 1 year newer. And I'm also going to go over how much I made so far with this channel in total. Before you watch a YouTube video, chances are you'll see an ad. No matter what you might think of that ad, you should know that someone paid YouTube for that to happen. The advertiser pays a certain amount per 1,000 views called CPM. The higher your channel's CPM, the more you make. I know you're probably wondering, how can I increase my CPM? How can I raise it? Here are some top factors that determine CPM. Make of them what you will. Location is one. According to Shopify, the average CPM in America is just over $15. Ad placement is another. Non-skippable ads have higher CPM than skippable ads. Content format is also another. YouTube Shorts pay much less than long-form YouTube videos. Lastly is niche, which is probably the most controllable one. That has a big impact. Multiple sources will tell you that technology, finance, and health are among the highest CPM subjects that you could relate your video to. CPM is not what matters the most to content creators, I don't think, because we're not paying for it. We're the ones being paid. What matters the most is RPM, and just a quick spoiler, this channel's RPM is around the middle of the whole range. I remember it like CPM can't be that important, and RPM is really what matters. C versus R, I don't know, it's a stupid memory thing. RPM stands for revenue per mil. Mil, for anyone wondering, is 1,000 in Latin. YouTube takes a 45% cut of the ad revenue, which means if your CPM is $10, you will be making $5.50 for every 1,000 views you get. That being said, for those who don't know, in order to get paid per view, and I'll take a wild, adventurous guess here that any other video about this is probably going to mention it, but you need to have 1,000 subscribers, and in the last 12 months, your channel has to have accumulated a total of 4,000 hours of watch time. Some channels can reach these requirements in 6 to 12 months. It took me 2 years, and my niche has for a long time been book reviews. Just a few things about 80,000 views and the video itself. This 80,000 view video is the most viewed video on my channel, and it's not even close. I appreciate how far I've come, I really do, but I will be blown away for sure when these numbers can pay my rent. This video itself was about Audible, the audiobook streaming app, and how it works in 2023. Here's the thing though, and this is about that very comparable video. Not much changed about Audible between 2023 and 2024. So with the results the first one got, I decided to do the same thing again for 2024. I just caved. And I'm just going to admit it here, and this is on a video now, so I can be the first one to point it out. These two videos go over almost word for word the exact same information, and somehow no one noticed and mentioned it in the comments. It's basically the same exact video, but not totally, because I did reformat, re-record, re-edit, and re-upload the whole thing with new metadata and some small changes in info, just so that one, it is up to date to accommodate those changes Audible had, and two, I'm not one of those channels that made a video about how Audible works in 2024, and you notice that the upload date is back in like 2018. They're like twins, except one of them is just a year younger. Anyway, the 2024 video is now the most viewed video on my channel with over 83,000 views. When I wrote this, it was at 60. These numbers might be higher when I upload them, by the way, but the 2023 video is just over 80,000. And I'll be comparing the two, but let's talk about earnings, shall we? Because they differ between these two, they do. And then I'll talk about why I compared these. These numbers will obviously be different at the time of writing from the time of editing, but at the time of filming, the grand total for the 2023 video, rounding to the nearest dollar, is 923. With 82,000 views, it has an RPM of $11. I read that RPMs can change, but I'm not really worried about how much this one made, as I am the newer one, because the newer one is, well, newer. As you can probably predict, the RPM of the newer one is, well, higher, and as a result, well, everything is higher. Even the view count now of the 2024 video is higher. With 85,000 views, it has an RPM of, let's take a look at this. This and see, $18. When I wrote this, the 2023 video had around the same views, and the 2024 video had about 60,000 views. It went up almost 25,000 in just a matter of months. But even with 25% less views, it had still made just a hair more in revenue in about half the time. Now, these two videos are a form of what many YouTube experts call evergreen content, which is not seasonal or anything like that. It's not really trending. It's not the brand new thing that everyone's interested in. It's an example of a topic that will not go down in popularity for a long time. So it's a very secure and consistent topic to be making videos about, as opposed to trending, where it's more volatile, goes up and down, typically just up and then down. But look at the view curves here. That's how I like my view curves. Straight. But what I learned from these two videos is that if you find a wave, you really, really need to ride it out. I've made like 40, 50 videos about Audible and how it works, the ins and outs, and I can't tell you how much they've made. I mean, if I really looked into it, I could tell you all of it together, but I've reviewed about 350 books, and of the top earning videos of my channel, mind you, there are about 800 videos on here. So we're comparing 5% of my videos with almost half of the rest. 350 book reviews, it's almost half of these videos in total. And you know how many of my top 10 earning videos are book reviews? Literally none. Every single one of them is about Audible. For anybody curious, at the time of writing, to save myself from making a whole video about how much my channel makes at just under 6,000 subscribers, I had made just over $6,000 in total. At the time of proofreading, the channel has 6,500 subscribers, and I've made over $8,000, which means that of the almost 4 years that my YouTube channel has been monetized, about $2,000, about 25% of it was made in the last 2 months. If that does not tell you anything about how exponential of a growth curve YouTube is, I mean, truth be told, this part is not even scripted. For a really long time, I was making about like 250 to 350 a month, and that went on for about at least a year and a half. All of a sudden in September 2024, I don't know exactly what caused this. I finally broke that like 350 to 370 range, and I hit 450. And in October, I made about 850. In November, I'm filming this Thanksgiving morning, I'm at about 850. And I have a couple days left to go. I'm gonna be inching toward 1,000 for the month of November, but I really wanna see how far this goes. I don't know if this is all just an end of the year hype train or something like that, but I don't wanna sabotage myself. I just gotta keep making these videos. None of this is really for bragging rights. It's really just for transparency and showing you how much YouTube has the potential to grow for one person in a certain amount of time. And if you're thinking about making a YouTube channel or you're growing a YouTube channel, I very strongly and politely urge you and encourage you to keep growing, keep doing what you're doing. Do not give up just because it may not feel like you're getting somewhere right now, or you're just looking at the stats and you're like, why am I not getting anywhere? You could be 3 feet from gold. You really don't know until you keep trying, and that's just the short of it. But that's what, you know, getting 80,000 views twice actually has earned my channel. I hope this video kind of clarified a few things. If you have any experience with this, or if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I am not the most educated YouTuber when it comes to how much a channel makes. I did quite a bit of research when I was writing this video out. If any of this helps, please make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already so you can see more of the content that we're putting on this channel. And if you want to turn it up just a notch and turn on that notification bell to get a notification whenever I drop new videos, that would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can find me everywhere, and I'll see you then.